Hi everybody, Tasha here from Pixie Mommies Reborns. Welcome back to everyone new. Hello and welcome. Look who I got here today. To everyone that's been with me, you'll know that this is AZ. To everyone new, this is AZ, short for Azariah. And AZ is the Asriel sculpt by Jogia Pigot, and his artist is Kimberly's Cocoon, one of my very favorite artists, a very special person to me. And AZ is a very, very special baby to me. I know y'all don't see him that often, and I was just thinking about that as I was getting him out ready for this video. This is a pre-recorded. I actually came up here. It's pretty late, so if you hear like my voice a little froggy, I guess, it's kind of late. But I was up here just doing a couple things, and I was like, you know what? I have my phone in my pocket. Let me make a video because I was gonna change a few babies, and I definitely was gonna change AZ. So I said, let me make a video for you all. So that's what I'm going to talk about. But why maybe certain babies get more film time than others, and how we make those choices. Because to those of you new, I do have a reborn collection. I think I counted yesterday. I don't remember now where I was. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. I'm just trying to think for a second. I think I have about 7 or 8 reborns and 2 silicones at the moment. Sorry, there was a long pause there. Sorry. Anyways, I do have new babies coming in, so I may be making some adjustments to my collection, as I think I need to thin the herd just a tad. But it's definitely not easy. And not any of the babies that have been with me for a long time. I can say that, so you kind of all know who's safe, all of you that have been with me. All right. So I am going to put AZ in this adorable, it's a short sleeve but long pants romper. It's really colorful. It is by, I can't read that brand, but I see it a bit in Marshall's. I don't know if anybody can see that tag and read that. It has like a 7 in the middle, and I don't know what that says on it, but just really this brand has some pretty, just always like cool looking stuff. So it's striped, but like big stripes. So it starts at the top, and it's almost like jersey kind of style with the gray, and then it goes into like a neon, like greenish yellow, and then it goes into like a neon orange, and then it's got a big stripe of gray, and then it's got a medium size like blue, and then it has a smaller stripe of the neon, and then it goes big all the way down to almost the bottom of a navy blue, and then the bottom of the cuff it has turquoise. Very colorful. It snaps all the way up, and I am just using these light gray ribbed socks from H&M. So, and to those of you new, I'm going to start changing AZ while we chat. The reason why many of us Reborn Doll channels describe clothing in such detail, because I know some of you are like, we're not children here, or like we can see it. Why are you describing each color and all of that? And some of you may not know, or it just may not you may not realize that we do have a lot of, not a lot, but we have a, we have vision impaired members of our community. You know, several, many, like, so, um, you know, some of them have channels of their own. Um, and I know they don't mind saying, so like you have, Nicole, Lulu and Mr. B. Like we have channels of people that they run, they have their channels. But anyway, so when they come to visit our channels, it's they're going by, they're able to enjoy listening to us, but they're going by if we describe the baby, if we describe the clothing, etc. So that's why I always try to, with the clothing, babies that have been in my collection, I don't go over, that all the time, but, most of the people have been around the community and will kind of get to know your babies. So anyway, so I'm just taking off this loved baby romper that I love, love, love. It's like a, uh, almost like a thermal look. And this thing is so beautiful. Look at these buttons, how detailed. They have little snails on them. I don't know if y'all can, yeah, that can focus. Isn't that nice? And, oopsies. It buttons. It is in an oatmeal color. So I love, like, I didn't want to take this off of him. It has the Love Baby tag on the neck. And it's just so, like, soft. And, I love clothing that the babies can, like, move freely in. And they feel, like, cuddly. It's just what I like. So I'm finding now as I'm going along, as I've kind of been saying in my videos about the clothing, that I'm just kind of finding what I like. And, I'm always so nervous because I'm just not so great at, like, matching things together, like pairing things. I'm picking out like a whole outfit, or, I don't have like a good eye for like what colors or styles look right on what babies and stuff, but I am learning. This looked really nice on AZ. He will definitely go back in it again. And I had the wooden passy clip with the all natural rubber passy. This one I cut. I wish I didn't. I had gotten two of these back when I had the Twinkies, Twin A and Twin B. And I cut them for, to modify them for their mouths. So I'm like, because if they were whole, then it's nice for photo shoots and stuff like that. If I cut it and modify it with a magnet, then the polarization won't, match with all the babies' magnets. So, and I like for photo shoots it to look whole. So, kind of sorry I did that, and maybe at a certain point I will get a full one again. So AZ is looking so sweet in his Kimberly's cocoon onesie, and this baby is just phenomenal. He is just absolutely scrumptious. I always say he's scrumptious. Let's just appreciate AZ for a little bit. Let's see. Let's see if we can show you these feetsies. So you could just see a little bit of how he's painted. And whoopsie, his face. Look at that face. Doesn't he have the most soulful eyes? He is just I don't know. He's just so endearing, and he's just so sweet. And that hair, that head full of curly hair, and Kimberly uses like, her own, she has her whatever secret supply or whatever blend she gets, and it's just, their hair is just like touching heaven. Because Asriel has these curls like this. Asriel's curls are a little bigger and more like around more like the same length around his head, and AZ has like a little bit tighter curls on the side and the back, and then a little bit looser on the top, just a little bit, not huge. And then he does have a little bit of bangs as well, but his hair is done so beautifully. I mean, there is just Kimberly's babies, if you ever, have a chance to, adopt, get your hands on one of her babies, you will not be disappointed. If you see a sculpt that you love, that, she has, definitely the love that goes in, just her babies are just really special. So speaking of, babies being special, and you would think that, ones that are really, really special, like you don't even see Asriel that much anymore. But those babies are here and just will kind of always be here. So I guess I feel like, as far as who I'm choosing to bring on camera. Well, one, obviously, when a baby is new, you're spending more time, you're bonding, you're trying to bond, you're forming your bond and things like that with your new babies coming in. And I have babies kind of coming and going often, so that does play a part in who gets shown. I do show my full-bodied silicone baby Oscar, probably most often, and that is just because that's who the doll that I do interact with the most. And but as far as like choosing, who's gonna come on, some of it's about convenience, about like whose outfit I was gonna change, and like I came up here, it was a spur of the moment, and I said, let me bring us AZ on. Look at the rolls on his arms. He's just, I gotta pick him up and hug him while he's in his little onesie right now. Mommy needs a snuggle. Mommy needs a snuggle buggle. Yeah, that's always so snuggly. And I'm actually gonna bring him downstairs with me tonight. He's gonna hang out with me. So some of it's like you kind of want to, show what's new, what you have that's new, and some of it is also like bigger babies are harder to do changing videos, to get in the front. Like I don't even have his feet and stuff in the frame right now. It's harder to get them in the frame, and sometimes especially to get like close up on the baby. So it's a little more difficult to do like just a changing video. A tiny baby is just kind of right there and easier to change. So that's sometimes part of it. And I tend to have more of a wardrobe for my like preemie and newborn babies. So I notice that plays a part in it. And then babies that kind of I know are just here in my collection, I'm like, I can bring them on anytime because they're always going to be here. Whereas some babies, newer babies, I may not be sure yet, or I may know that at a certain point they are going to go. And so I, want to do things with them and have fun and enjoy them, because that's why I do rotate my collection a bit. So there's definitely babies in my collection at this point that I, never say forever, but I, just at this point in my collecting, don't feel they're certainly not going anywhere anytime too soon, put it that way. And there are certain babies that I feel will just always be here. That could change. Things change, and I watch, other collectors on YouTube that have been here a really, really long time, and, they have, been madly in love with babies and thought that they would never leave. And, and I'm talking years upon years, 5 years, 10 years, like years, 15 years, 20 years, where will you be 15 years from now? Like, who knows? My kids could all be just totally self-sufficient on their own, and I could just get a little condo and hardly have any space. And obviously, at that point, you can't adjust your life and what home you're going to live in and stuff according to doll collecting. Well, you could, but I wouldn't. um it's a hobby for me. I love it, but at that point I would then adjust my hobby to my living environment, if that makes sense. Like, I of course would have the hobby, but if I had to really let go of some dolls that I never thought that I would, because that's what I need to do, or because my health was whatever and I couldn't, display them all, upkeep them all. It is upkeep. Even if you have them stored, you'd have to take them out from time to time and check them. And, it's the more dolls you have, the more work it is. Which of course it doesn't feel like work when we're enjoying them. But what I'm saying is, if you think down the road, if your circumstances ever change, your health changes, your stuff like that, then that may not be feasible anymore. So I don't ever want to, I used to put my foot in my mouth all the time when I was first on YouTube, like, oh, this baby is just, I'm so in love, and it's a forever baby and it's never going anywhere. And I'm talking like maybe in the first year. But then you just wise up and you realize, well, that's obviously not the type of collector I am, because we all kind of discover ourselves as we go along, right? So, and I'm sure I'll put my foot in my mouth 100 times over on other things, but that's one thing I won't do again. Does that make sense to you all? And so that does have something to do with what babies I bring on and how often. So if there's babies that that are in my collection that that maybe you're wondering, do I still, enjoy them? Are they going to be next to go? If you're, thinking, think about it that way, that, there are some babies that are really just here and have been here since the beginning or close to the beginning, that you don't see as often as the babies that have been coming and going. So please talk to me in the comments. Let me know if you are a YouTuber, what, how you make those choices of who you're going to show on camera, and does my, what I'm saying make sense to you? Does anybody else tend to do that, to show your beloved, sentimental, long-term babies for your collection? Do people actually see less of them on your channels? And for those of you that do not have channels, do you tend to, when you're, as far as time, if you have, more than one doll, do you feel that the amount of time that you actually spend, like, how many times, say, you change the doll, pick it up, etc., does that, do you feel like that is like the same, like a doll, say, that is really, beloved, and you're kind of like, oh, that baby's kind of always going to be here, so let me enjoy this one because, like I said, because it's new, so I'm not sure yet, or, that sort of thing. So, because that's something that didn't occur to me at first, like you think it would, but this is a complicated hobby. It is very complex what goes on in our collectors' there's reborn mommy and silicone mommy's minds, but as collectors, it is deep. It is really deep. That's just one aspect, thinking of who you bring on video or who you interact with and thinking about, could that be a reason for you? Because it just dawned on me that I think that that's a reason for me, and combined with the other things that I said. So anyway, talk to me, let me know. But anyway, this is AZ, and you know what? Let me see about taking you off for a second. Taking you all off. And I'm going to wrap it up. I'm just going to let you get a look at AZ, a little different angle of him. I didn't shut the camera off on myself when going off the tripods. Look at that face. And I have these adorable sneakers downstairs, but if I had to run back downstairs, I wasn't going to come back up. So when we get downstairs, we are going to put an adorable, absolutely adorable pair of high tops. They're like a black leather, and they have like a blue like lightning bolt on the side, and they have like two Velcro there. I think they were from the children's place. I got them on sale at the end of a season, and I've had them, and they fit AZ really good. AZ, this sculpt wears shoes so well. Tiny newborn shoes is actually too small, but just like a regular newborn, or like the 0 to 3 month type shoes, like that type shoe, he wears shoes really well, and he looks really cute in shoes. They stay on his feet. Whereas some babies, they just don't stay on their feet when you start picking them up and moving. They stay on AZ really good, and he looks really cute in his outfits with shoes. So he's going to get some shoes, right? Yeah, say hi, aunties. Mwah. Look at those little fists. The little fists, and that's the other hand. But anyway, thanks so much for joining me to see AZ, and let me see if I can focus for y'all. Look at those little rolls on his arms. Is this sculpt not amazing? I have to get out his COA. He's a rare limited edition. I believe sold out. There was you can't buy him on the first market anymore. Very small edition. Because I believe Jogia Pigot, the sculptor, put the sculpt out available for a certain amount of time, if I'm not mistaken, like maybe a month or something, and then whatever was sold, that closed the edition. So and surprisingly, at that time, there was just not a lot of artists picked up this sculpt, and I think it regretful. I wish that we saw more versions of this sculpt out there, because he is absolutely incredible. And I feel like he not a lot of sculpts, like he's definitely sculpted with African features. He's of course lends himself to that painting, because he has, the actual sculpt has the features. So it's not just painting just any sculpt which of course any sculpt could be, painted any color, but this sculpt in particular. And I have actually also seen an albino, I think, in this sculpt that was really cute, too, really cute. But for me, I feel like he just is, perfect in this, in a dark skin tone. So anyway, that's my boy. That's my AZ. And those lips are just so scrumptious and kissable. Yes, they are. He's just so huggable. He's so huggable. I would always, Kimberly and I would talk, and I would say, like, I could picture him growing up to be like a pastor or something like that. I could see him in school, like playing, sports, football and stuff. But I could see him always just being a kind soul, either some type of teacher, or, a pastor or something, working with God. I don't know. I don't know why. has a personality to me. But anyway, if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to hit that like and give it a thumbs up. Check and make sure you are subscribed and that you hit the notification bell so that you get invites to my live streams and so you never miss a video and see more of my babies and collection. We enjoy when you share our journey with us. All right, everyone. Till next time, God bless.